I continue to learn to get where I want to go is more of a skill gap challenge than a head trash game. Don't get me wrong. It's always mindset first, but let me explain the skill gap. The reason most people are failing at their business is that they're not learning business. You learn by gaining knowledge, applying that knowledge, breaking things you are learning, which then takes you back to gaining knowledge because things broke and you adapt and learn to do it again. And you just complete this cycle over and over again and you learn. So, to gain knowledge in a particular area, there's other various ways to go about it. One way is through books, which provide in depth information and perspective on a subject matter. Another way is through podcasts, which are a great way to consume information on the go and often, they feature experts sharing insights and experiences. Coaching and courses are also a valuable tool. They can provide a structured learning environment and allow you to learn from someone who has expertise in the field you're trying to study. In addition to these, there's more traditional methods, like mentors. They can also be incredibly helpful in gaining knowledge. Mentors are experienced professionals who can provide guidance and advice and support as you navigate a particular field or industry. They can share their expertise, provide insights, and they can help you develop the skills and knowledge you need to succeed. Finally, there's the approach of learning by doing. This is an incredibly effective way to gain knowledge as it allows you to apply what you're learning in a practical context. For example, if you're trying to master sales, one of the best ways to do this is by making a large number of sales calls and asking people to buy from you. Imagine doing 1,000 sales calls. By doing this, you'll be able to learn from your successes and failures, developing your skills through practice and experience. The skill gap challenge that you'll encounter when you try to succeed in business starts with what you know and then understanding what knowledge you need to acquire. That's the skill gap, from what you know to what you need. The problem, however, is many people are not aware of the skills they need or what questions to ask of themselves. They're also not proactive in building their businesses, let's be honest. They may not take the time to assess the skills and the knowledge, required to succeed in their chosen field, or they may not invest in acquiring those skills. Additionally, as employees, most people focused on learning how to do their job well. This is particularly true for anybody who had no interest in climbing the corporate ladder. If you don't want to climb, you don't need to learn additional skills. And as a result of that, they stay in that small learning thought process, focused only on learning enough to be proficient in that job. And while this approach may work as an employee, they take that same ideology with them as they build their business. So it's not a mindset problem, it's an ignorance problem. They don't know the skills they need to acquire. So starting a business or being a few years in requires a massive broad range of skill sets. You need to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Unfortunately, most people are only good at one or two things, which is often the product or service they sell. And like an employee who only learns the skills required to be good at their job, that's how they learn. But running a successful business requires a crap ton of skills that go way beyond your product or service. To be successful in sales, you got to have a long range of skills. You got to be good in creative, finance, coaching, operations, and more. There's a ton of skills. And these skills also include client acquisition, marketing, accounting, project management, team management, and strategy, just to name a few. These skills allow you to build on something that can buy you freedom by learning those things. This is why people say love the process, which means love learning the skills and gaining the knowledge on the things you aren't proficient in. Look at your business and make a list of the key areas you are proficient in or good at, and get very specific here. For example, let's say you're good at selling. Now, if you're good at selling, you need to know what areas in sales that you're really good at. Are you good at client acquisition, prospecting? Maybe it's upselling and cross-selling. Maybe it's client growth. Maybe you're good in, business finance. You need to know where in finance you really rock. Are you good at balancing the books, profit margins, investings, or maybe it's cash flow management? You could be the person that's really good at operations. It's looking at your operations and go, okay, am I good at client flow, delivery, project management, or creating processes and systems? Right? These are a lot of areas to be good at and understand. I'm saying good. I'm not saying be great here. You hire for great, you learn to be good. Mindset plays a huge role, but acquiring skills and gaining knowledge is more likely what's holding you back. So make a list of all the things you need to learn because you're not good at them. And it should be a pretty long list. There's a lot to learn in building a business. There are things you should be investing in to build your business. That's the skill gap, right? That's where you have a knowledge, but you need to gain these skills. Once you understand that this is a skill acquisition game, you can start chipping away at all the things you need to learn. You need to be investing in coaching, courses, mentors to shorten the learning process from people who have already done it. And the key, guys, is people who have already done it. Learn their systems, learn their processes, and get good at them. Then do them better than they did them. I'll ask friends all the time, where are they learning different skills at? Who are they learning from? And then, I devour a ton of information from YouTube, podcast, audiobooks from time to time. And then I apply those things, I go screw them up. And in screwing them up, I understand how to get good at it. To bring this all full circle so you can wrap your head around it, you need to create a monthly knowledge budget. And then you need to go figure out where you can invest in yourself to learn these skills. And the cool thing is those skills, they stay with you and they compound over time. The skills you learn now become the baseline that you will never go below because you gain that skill set. It's like riding a bike. You probably haven't ridden one in years, but I'm betting you can still do it. So go gain the skills that allow you to get where you want to go. And if you got something from this video, please subscribe and comment below and ask me questions about anything you wish I would explain more thoroughly.